Once, maybe twice, if you're lucky, in our sugary little lives, a video game releases that makes you a different person. You are now not the same person you were before experiencing this video game. And whatever that game is for you, for me, it's Breath of the Wild. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. Holy shit, Melky is making a video glazing an open world Zelda game. Hell has frozen over and the world is ending any minute now. Well, no, that's not true, but I do understand where you're coming from. If you're familiar with my channel at all, which if you're not, you're about to be, you should subscribe. You know that I may have been a little harsh on Tears of the Kingdom and open world Zelda games, and I absolutely prefer linear Zelda over open world Zelda. So how could I possibly say that Breath of the Wild is one of the best games I have ever played in my entire life? Well, you beautiful little guardian of the glaze, I'm about to tell you. Hey there all you beautiful guardians of the glaze. Welcome to the Melky Donut. If you're new here, this is the Melky Donut. We talk about all things video games, movies, pop culture, and basically anything I want to talk about. And if you're not new here, well, you have great content consumption preferences. It's always good to see you, you beautiful little glazer. And before we get started, I do want to say that I have a goal of reaching 10,000 subscribers as quickly as I can. If you could go ahead and like and comment on this video, and even subscribe, it would help me out a ton. And unlike a lot of YouTube channels that just ask for likes, comments, and subscriptions, I don't do that here at the Melky Donut. Every one of you is a part of my channel. I often like to interact with you guys and make you a part of the video. I do weekly subscriber shoutouts, subscriber of the week, and I even often like to take your comments and ideas and implement them directly into my videos with credit given. You guys make it all worth it, so you deserve to be a part of it. All I ask for is a little bit of interaction back. And with that being said, let's get into why Breath of the Wild is one of the best games of all time. So I actually have to throw it back a little bit to the intro of this video where I said that I preferred linear Zelda over open world Zelda. And that's because Ocarina of Time is my favorite video game of all time. So it's also my favorite Zelda game of all time, and I just have a big connection with that game. It was the first game I had an emotional connection to. I prefer that layout and style of 3D Zelda, so it's just, I hold it to an unfair standard. And yes, I know I have made plenty of videos explaining why I don't always prefer open world Zelda games and why I think that linear Zelda games are better and how I want the series to go in more of a classic 3D Zelda style. But that's not what this video is for. This video is to explain why Breath of the Wild is so important to me and why I think it's such a good game to this day. When I first stepped out of the Shrine of Resurrection on the Great Plateau, I got a feeling that I legitimately hadn't had since I popped in Ocarina of Time for the first time as a child. And that feeling was that I was about to experience something that I had never experienced before, and maybe would never experience again. And I was completely right, and to an extent that I didn't even understand at the time. And you have to remember the mindset that we were all in as Zelda fans at this time, because the most recent Zelda game we had before this was Skyward Sword, which I'm not a Skyward Sword hater. I really like Skyward Sword. Yes, it is extremely linear, and yes, the series did need a change at the time because it was just really repetitive. And we needed something different. Well, boy, did we get something different, boy, you know what I'm saying? So when we walked out and just saw this world, it was like, this, okay. Alright, so, are we playing, Basically, what I'm trying to convey here is the feeling that I had, and most likely a lot of you had, was we had no idea what to do. And it was amazing. All we know is that we just woke up somewhere. We don't know who we are. We don't know where we are. We don't know what we're supposed to do. All we do is we walk outside. We see a giant world. We see a giant castle in the distance, which is probably Hyrule Castle, but it looks really evil, so we don't know. Something must have happened. And then I get sent out to grab a stick, a couple apples, and fight a bokoblin. That's all we know. It was crazy. And man, it just felt so good to be able to just be free. And this is my old mindset. Now I do have my issues with a fully open Zelda series that's like always open world. But again, we're not talking about that because at this time we needed something different, and Breath of the Wild was exactly what we needed. And this game perfectly balances, I believe, reward and exploration and always having something catch your eye. It was nearly impossible to get anything done in this game in a good way because you would start out doing something and then you'd look to your right and immediately you're like, great, there's a shrine right there, there's a little hole, a cave, great, I have to go look at it. So then you do that and then you end up 7 hours later and you've made it about 30 feet. But it was just, it's so good, and the reason why that just hits my little autism spot so good is because Ocarina of Time felt like an open world game to me when I played it as a kid, which I've said many times. A big reason why I love Ocarina of Time so much is because I had never played a game where I felt like I could just go out and go wherever I wanted to and find stuff to do. So I never hated open world. I've always loved open world. I know that Ocarina of Time is not open world, but to me it felt that way as a kid. Now, as much as I miss dedicated items and weapons in Zelda games now, nearly nothing rivals the feeling of finding so many. I mean, how many chests are in Breath of the Wild? I need to look that up, but a lot, a ton. And the breaking weapons thing, I'm okay with that in Breath of the Wild because I think it worked for the tone of the game. Everything was broken in that game. And I don't mean like as a game broken, I mean like the world of Hyrule was broken and forgotten. And it only made sense that the weapons were decayed just like everything else. Also, the physics engine of the game was something that we'd never seen before, almost in any game. I mean, when I found out that metal conducted electricity or grass fires spread like real grass fires, you immediately were like, well, what else can I do with this? So you would just sit there and mess around with the physics of the game alone for hours and hours and hours, just figuring out new ways to kill enemies, and it was so much fun to discover new techniques. And as much as I love and miss my classic 3D dungeon format, I didn't mind the Divine Beasts. I thought they were good enough to where it kept my attention and it scratched my little puzzle dungeon-y itch. And of course we had the shrines to fill the gap in between. Breath of the Wild is just kind of like a lightning in the bottle type of game, specifically Zelda game, because I don't think we'll ever get a Zelda experience similar or the same as this one, because it was the game that solidified the open world. Like it hit the open world mark. And as far as Zelda games go, I don't think they'll hit that again. Tears of the Kingdom definitely didn't do it for me, but they'll have to do something really crazy in the future open world wise to top Breath of the Wild and its exploration, in my opinion. And who knows, they might get crazy, and they might, and it's not even the size of the map for me, because Tears of the Kingdom was huge. We had the Sky Islands and the Underground, and then Hyrule, but it just wasn't. So Breath of the Wild, just the perfect mix of stuff to do, the perfect mix of new, and just rewarding exploration that we were craving as Zelda fans, and that's why I love that game so much. So again, very unorganized video. I just wanted to make a last minute random rant about this game because it's so good. And people really think that I hate open world games, but Breath of the Wild is in my top 5 Zelda games and probably top 5 video games of all time. So definitely don't hate it, I'll tell you that much. But what do you think about Breath of the Wild? Did you like Tears of the Kingdom just as much? Or did you hate that game? Did you love it more than Breath of the Wild? Let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you next time on the Milky Donut.